This video I'm going to show you how to set a long spring trap. Now this is a smaller, this is a number 1 long spring trap. And you can see the difference is it's got a long spring instead of the coils that would be under your coil spring traps. And one of the tricks to setting these kind of traps is actually kind of using the trap to be able to break it. And I'll show you what I mean, but you can actually, as you're depressing this spring and get it down, you can kind of bend it under and rotate it under the trap so that you've got a little leverage on it. Otherwise, it's the same setup. You've got your dog and your pan that you've got to put in place. So for this, you know, a small trap, you can usually just sit with your hands, and once you get it down some, you can use the jaws as some leverage. And then if you need to, like I was saying, you need to try to break that trap, you can bend the spring down to give you a little room, to give you a little working room for manipulating the jaws. Then once you get the jaws open, you can use them, manipulate them, hold them open, and then set your trap accordingly. And then it's ready to go. You can twist this. You can twist the spring if you've got a preferred way to set it one way or the other. And watch out, because there it's ready to fire again. And this one's actually the jaw is hung on the jaw outside of the post is hung. The spring is hung on that jaw, so that's going to cause some issues. So you want to be careful that if you know, setting it ahead of time, that you know that, so that if you set the trap, cock the jaw that way, you're not going to prevent that trap from firing if an animal steps on it. Of course, then, you know, they do make some large long spring traps like this, and larger, like a number 3 up to a number 5, you know, something for beavers. When you're dealing with something this big, you know, trying to depress both springs and manipulate everything with your hands can be tough. So again, back to that breaking, you can actually, I'll show you, you can bend those springs down below the edges of the trap frame. And a good way, an easy way to accomplish that is to break it over your leg. Break it over your knee or your leg. Squeeze those jaws down, or squeeze those springs down, and then you can see how it's bent, how they're bent down. So you can actually take the one spring and put it in between your legs, hold it like that, and then you can manipulate the jaws with your other hand. Flip your dog over, pop your pan up, and then you can see there again, the traps, the springs are down. Once you get the trap set, you can adjust them, try to get them more flat. If you want to turn them, you know, if you want to turn them one way or the other, you can proceed ever how you want to. But that's why, you know, these larger size traps, either breaking them over a piece of wood, breaking them over your leg, or something like that is going to make it a lot easier to set than just trying to press them with your hands. Or of course, there's always the option, the old school method of just stepping on your jaws to get them down too. So you may want to do that to prevent, you know, putting the trap actually on your clothes or something like that. But anyway, that's how you set a long spring trap.